Good morning. It's Monday the 8th of November. It's cold and wet here in Northern Ireland, but I thought I would jump on and do a quick live just to say good morning and to give you a few thoughts for the week. Sometimes we'll have to have a word with ourselves on a Monday morning to actually get going. I know I had to have a word with myself this morning. It's been a busy few weeks. For me anyway, and I'm sure for yourself as well. Life's going so quickly, and it's important that we take some time out to check in with ourselves and to check in and see if we are actually doing what we want to do or if we're being pushed and pulled in a million different directions. So I have had to have a word with myself over the last few weeks because it's really important that we don't just get busy doing lots of stuff and then avoiding things that we need to check in with. So I have been practicing what I preach and checking in again with my spirit guides, with my own self, with my own soul, taking time out every morning to try and just reconnect. And I thought that I would share some of that guidance with you this morning because I'm just a human like everybody else. And this morning I was a bit grumpy, I was a bit tired, didn't sleep well last night for whatever reason. Mind wouldn't shut down last night. It happens to us all. There's a lot of energy about, there's a lot of cosmic energy. We're rushing quickly into the festive season. There's busyness going on. Life's just all getting very manic. So my brain was just getting on board with that last night. And as a result, I didn't sleep so well. Hence the big bags under the eyes this morning. And I knew I had to get up. Monday mornings are my day where I go and I help my mum out. She's in her 80s and she's housebound pretty much, so on Mondays I take her down her various dinners that have been cooked through the week for her and stock up her freezer. I go and do her shopping, sort out all her bits and pieces, do all her wee messages and clean her house. So that's my Monday morning every week without fail. And there's sometimes you can see it far enough, you're tired, and you could just wish you could stay in bed, but at the same time you're helping someone else, so it's important to get up and get on with it. At the same time, it's also important to honour your own feelings. So when I came back, I had a choice. I could just get straight stuck into work and do what I normally do on a Monday, which is, follow up all the weekend's emails and check in with clients and students and various things and plan for the week ahead. And I thought, no, I'm going to stop. Today I have set aside some time for self-care, so later on I'm going for acupuncture, which is great, can't wait. But for now I thought, well, rather than try and cram a lot in and get things done, why don't I actually take the time that I didn't have this morning and sit with my guides and sit with the guidance and see what comes up. So I thought I would share what came up for me this morning. I pull a few cards from different decks when I do this practice with my guides. And I have a variety of different oracle decks and tarot decks there. But this morning I pulled a couple of cards from my messages from your spirit guides deck. I'm just getting it here to show you. So pulled a couple from this one by Stephen Farmer. And I got the card that came up for me was the dog card. It says your loyalty and faithfulness is misplaced by serving too many masters. And it got me thinking that, yeah, that's true. There's so many times that we do so many things for other people that we don't honour our own needs, and we give away our power then by trying to think that other people's needs are more important than ours. And it's really important that you come from a place of self-care and self-love with this, because it can be a habit that we fall into, that we constantly try to please others. We don't want to say no to someone because we might upset them. We might upset the apple cart in some way. We may find that, we find ourselves saying yes all the time when we really want to say no. And I want you to remember that every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to a million other things. Okay, so every time you say yes to doing a task that you don't want to do, you're saying no to the things that you do want to do. So it's important that you check in with yourself. It's also important as well, and we talked about this during Reiki class at the weekend, that you don't set people up as gurus and set people up as, they know everything, because nobody knows everything. You know, by all means, yes, lean into your various favoured teachers and guides and things like that, but also honour yourself. So this card came up and I thought it was quite useful. You know, take off the collar, take off the lead. You don't need to be led about in your life. You lead your life. And the other card that came up from this deck was the Panda card. And the Panda card reminds you to create a sacred space for yourself, either in your home or your workplace or both. Now I'm aware that you're not always able to do it in your workplace, but it might be that you have maybe a little picture that when you look at on your desk or on your notice board and work, that it can bring you back to yourself and remind you who you are. At home, it's really important as well to try and find that space. Now, it's not always going to be possible to have a totally private space, but have you got a little corner you can sit in? Have you got a favourite chair? Have you got a candle you can light? Have you got somewhere where you can take 5 minutes that's just for you? And it's not somewhere where you have to do anything. It's somewhere maybe just where you can sit and you can just check in with yourself and honour your own soul's needs. It came up a couple of times it's come up with students and clients over the last little while. I don't have anywhere I can do my spiritual practice. Well, you do, because you can close your eyes anywhere and breathe. You can sit in your favourite chair in your living room, just turn the TV off, ask your family members to give you 5 minutes. You can try and carve out a time somewhere in your day where you can take a moment. You know, if it means having to get up a little bit earlier or staying up a little bit later, so that you get that quiet time when the rest of the house goes to sleep. Sometimes I laugh when I can't sleep at night. Sometimes I think to myself, maybe that's Spirit's way of saying, this is your quiet time. This is when it's quiet. Everybody else is sleeping. You're not. You can go and do your practice. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be a full, big, massive altar with candles and all this stuff. It can literally be your favourite chair or your favourite blanket, and you snuggle up with your coffee and you take 5 minutes just to yourself. Okay, so creating that sacred space, that time for yourself. Other cards that come up as well for me today was this one from the Starseed Oracle. And it basically says your life is a canvas. So essentially you create your own life. It also made me laugh because I have really been neglecting my art practice over the last few weeks and months. I've simply had too much on work-wise and I haven't done any art. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it now because I'm not, that's my therapy. So I'm not connecting with that in the way that I used to. So this has reminded me today that I need to do things that are creative for me. So what do you like to do that's creative? And if you don't know, then simply start with being grateful and looking around and seeing what you've got to be grateful for. And that's what I had to do this morning to shift me out of my funk that I had got myself in, where I was sore, I was tired, and I was feeling kind of put upon that I had to do all these things. And then I realised, actually, you know, I'm so grateful that I have the ability, even though I'm sore and I'm tired, I've still got the ability to get out of bed. I'm really grateful for the fact that I have a roof over my head on a wet, miserable day like that. I'm also really grateful that it is raining and that the water's feeding the earth and giving us water that we need to drink. You know, so there's lots of different things to be grateful for. So even though I had to get up and do things, morning Mandy, even though I had to get up and do things this morning that maybe just I could have happily stayed in bed, it was really important to just get up and get on and to be grateful for everything that I have. So by taking the time out, I remembered. And then this card coming up, that your art is, or your life is a canvas. You know, manifest your own life. You create it. You can choose how to see things. You can choose how to act in your life. You can choose how to show up for yourself. So instead of, I'm blessed because I am self-employed and I can set my own schedule. It didn't feel that way in October because it was so busy, I had so much on, but I have a little bit of breathing space in my diary this next week or two, and I'm going to use it to reconnect in with my art, and I'm not going to feel guilty, because I think sometimes we feel guilty when we do things for ourselves. So you can let me know if you feel guilty when you do things for yourself, because you really shouldn't. And it comes back to this dog card about serving too many masters. You need to serve yourself and fill your cup first. The other card that came up as well, star bathing. I have had this card come up practically every day this week. This card is about activations of energy bodies and drawing in the starlight. There is a lot of cosmic activity and a lot of cosmic energy. The sun has been very active. There's been a lot of beautiful photos of the Northern Lights being visible in the UK, which is lovely. But as a result of that, that light activation can really shift our physical bodies and make us feel tired, make us feel sore, because our energy bodies are being activated. So this card reminds you to get out into the starlight, to see it, to look up and see the beauty that's in the sky above you, but also to take it easy. If your body's feeling tired or sore, listen to your body, because maybe your energy body is being cleared and activated, and it's time for you to integrate those changes in your physical body. So just go easy on yourself if you need it. Another card that came up for me then with the Archangel Michael deck was Sense of Humour. Stop taking yourself so seriously. So that one was a wee dig at me as well. I've had that card a couple of times this week. Sense of humour. Find the funny in the situation. Sometimes when we get a bit down and a bit fed up, we fail to see the humour, or we can't even bring ourselves to smile. So sometimes you have to nearly force yourself. So watch a funny movie. Do something that makes you smile. Do something that makes you laugh. Laugh at yourself. Okay, life's too short to be this serious. Okay, we've got to enjoy ourselves while we're here. And just reassurance for anybody as well. If this card come up again, and this card's come up multiple times for me this week, you're on the right path. So long as you're checking in with yourself, you're checking in with your guidance, you're honouring your soul's calling, you're seeing the beauty everywhere and trying to be grateful. Yes, you're going to have ups and downs. We're human. Okay? If you're having a rough time right now, just know that it won't last forever. Okay? Try and find something to be grateful for. Try and find something to be, that you can see the funny side, that you can detach with love from the difficulty, and look at it more objectively and see if there's something that you can find to smile about in the situation. You know, look up, see the stars, look at the sky. Check in with yourself. Are you serving too many masters? And make sure to create some sacred space for yourself in your week. So I just wanted to jump on and do that. I'm going to try and do this every Monday morning and jump in and give you a few thoughts for the week. It may vary from time to time, but it'll be in and around this time between 11 and 12 on a Monday. So if you can check in, that would be great. Let me know in the comments how you are, and what you have to be grateful for. Any things you're struggling with that you'd like any insight or guidance on. And what about your own sacred space? Do you have a little corner of your house or your life that you can call your own, that you go in to check in with yourself? If you don't, try and think about maybe creating that, because you are always with yourself. It's important to meet yourself where you are and to honour your needs. So take that with the love that's intended, and have a great week, and I will speak to you all again soon.